This reckon is the Panaman who went viral on Instagram by Decker Toss. Like so the link to the video will be the description on top so no below. Go and check them out. So the link to this vaccine in 3, 2, 1.
Kyle Anderson's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. 20,000
Really?
notifications in 1 hour. His Instagram post, a simple mirror selfie showing his 6-month pregnant belly, had exploded across the internet.
Wow,
By morning, he'd gone from 300
that's li- that's really interesting. Wow.
followers to 3 million. News
3 million. Wow, that's a lot. Wow.
outlets were calling.
Congrats.
Talk shows wanted interviews. But Kyle hadn't
Really?
meant to go viral. He'd posted that photo for one person only, his ex-boyfriend who'd ghosted him 3 months ago. And
Oh, really?
now the entire world was watching. Kyle Anderson was 28 years old and worked as a freelance photographer in Portland, Oregon. He
Finally.
specialized in wedding
Okay.
photography, capturing moments of love and commitment for couples starting their lives together. The irony wasn't lost on Kyle. He photographed other people's happy beginnings while his own romantic life was a disaster. Kyle lived
Yeah.
alone in a small studio apartment downtown. His life revolved around work, his camera equipment, and his modest Instagram account where he posted photography tips and occasional personal updates. He had maybe 300 followers, mostly other photographers and a few friends from college. Kyle was transgender and had been living as his authentic self for 8 years. He'd transitioned young, at 20, and had built a comfortable life where most people had no idea about his past. He was just Kyle, the quiet photographer with an artistic eye and a gentle demeanor. 6 months ago, everything had changed when he met Travis Bennett at a
12 is.
mutual friend's birthday party. Travis was a personal trainer, confident and outgoing, the complete opposite of Kyle's reserved nature.
Yep, I think this is 12 is for you. Yeah.
They'd connected instantly. Within a month, they were inseparable. Within 2 months, Travis had practically moved into Kyle's tiny apartment. Kyle had been honest with Travis from the beginning about being transgender. Travis had seemed completely accepting, saying it didn't matter to him, that he loved Kyle for who he was. For 3 blissful months,
That's good.
Kyle had believed him. Then came the night in February when Kyle had mentioned wanting kids someday. Travis had gotten quiet. Then he'd admitted he wasn't sure about a long-term future together.
Oh,
He was still figuring out his own sexuality, still processing what it meant to be in a relationship with a trans man. He needed space to think. The next morning, Travis had packed his things and left. He'd promised to call, to stay in touch.
oh,
But days passed with no contact. Then weeks. Kyle's texts went unanswered. Travis had completely ghosted him. Kyle had been devastated.
oh, literally. Wow.
He'd fallen in love with someone
That's not good.
who disappeared the moment things got serious. 2 weeks after Travis ghosted him, Kyle had started feeling sick,
Oh, morning sickness.
nauseous every morning, exhausted despite sleeping 10 hours a night. His body felt different in ways he couldn't explain. The thought that crept into Kyle's mind seemed impossible. He'd been on testosterone for 8 years. He hadn't had a period in 7 years. Every doctor he'd seen had said pregnancy, while on testosterone, was extremely unlikely. But unlikely wasn't impossible. Kyle had bought a pregnancy test. The positive result had sent him into a panic. He bought 5 more tests, all positive. The doctor's appointment
Oh,
confirmed it.
congrats.
Kyle was 10 weeks pregnant. The timeline matched exactly with the last time he and Travis had been together. The doctor explained what Kyle already knew. Testosterone suppressed menstruation and reduced fertility significantly, but it didn't eliminate the reproductive organs. Breakthrough ovulation had occurred. When Kyle and Travis had been intimate without protection, because Kyle had genuinely believed he couldn't get pregnant, conception had happened. Kyle sat in the doctor's office, numb. He was pregnant with Travis's baby. And Travis didn't even know, because Travis had disappeared.
Oh, 12 is the father and it needs to be.
Kyle spent 3 days in shock before making a decision. He would continue the pregnancy. The choice wasn't about Travis or their failed relationship. It was about Kyle and what he wanted for his own life. Kyle had always wanted to be a parent. He'd imagined it happening differently, with a partner, in a stable relationship. But life rarely went according to plan. If Kyle was going to be a single parent, So be it. The pregnancy progressed normally. Kyle reduced his photography workload and started preparing for the baby practically, researching parenting books, buying essential items, setting up a small nursery area in his studio apartment. By 16 weeks, Kyle's belly was starting to show. He wore oversized sweaters and avoided full-body photos at work. By 20 weeks, Kyle was struggling emotionally. The loneliness of going through pregnancy without a partner was harder than he'd anticipated. Kyle found
Um,
himself scrolling through Travis's Instagram account late at night, looking at photos of Travis at the gym, at restaurants with friends, living his life as if their relationship had never happened.
yeah.
Travis looked
Wow.
happy and carefree, completely unaware that
Wow.
Kyle was carrying his child. At
Yeah.
24 weeks, 6 months pregnant, Kyle had a moment of weakness. It was late Friday night, and Kyle had just felt the baby kick strongly for the first time. The moment was beautiful and profound and desperately lonely. Kyle wanted Travis to know what he was missing. Kyle stood in front of his bedroom mirror. His pregnant belly was undeniably prominent now, round and firm. On impulse, Kyle lifted his shirt, took out his phone, and snapped a mirror selfie showing his face and his pregnant belly. He uploaded it to Instagram without thinking it through, adding a
Instagram.
simple caption, 6 months and counting. Doing this solo, but we're going to be okay. Kyle's
Yeah.
intention had been simple. Travis followed Kyle's Instagram. Maybe Travis would see the post and realize what had happened.
Yeah.
Maybe he'd reach out. Or maybe he wouldn't, and Kyle would at least have the satisfaction of Travis knowing the consequences of ghosting him. Kyle posted the photo and went to bed, not expecting much response. Kyle woke up the next morning to his phone vibrating constantly. Still half asleep, he picked it up and saw thousands of notifications flooding his screen. Confused
Wow.
and alarmed, Kyle opened Instagram. His follower count was climbing rapidly. 50,000, 75,000,
Wow.
100,000.
Wow.
The number kept increasing as Kyle watched in disbelief. The mirror selfie he'd posted the night before had somehow been shared across multiple platforms. It was being reposted by major accounts, picked up by news aggregators, spreading
Wow.
like wildfire across the internet. The comments were overwhelming. Thousands of supportive messages from other
Wow.
trans people, from
That's
single
that's really
parents,
good.
from strangers offering encouragement. But also hate comments, transphobic
Oh.
slurs, people saying
Oh.
he was confused or sick, religious groups condemning him, political commentators using his photo for their own agendas. Kyle's private photo, meant for one person, had become public property. His face, his body, his pregnancy were being discussed by millions of strangers. News
Yeah.
outlets were reaching out for interviews. Morning talk shows wanted him on air. By noon, Kyle had gained 2 million followers.
Two
By
million.
evening,
Wow.
3 million.
3 million.
He'd
Wow.
become a viral sensation, a trending
Really?
topic, a controversial figure in national conversations about gender and pregnancy. Kyle hadn't left his apartment all day. He sat on his bed, watching his life spin completely out of control, wondering how a single impulsive Instagram post had turned into this nightmare. Among the thousands of notifications, Kyle received a message request on Instagram from an account he recognized immediately, Travis's profile. Kyle's heart stopped. He opened the message with shaking hands. Travis had written, "Kyle, I saw your post. I need to talk to you. Please call me." For 3 hours, Kyle stared at that message, unable to decide what to do. Travis had ghosted him for 3 months. Now, only because Kyle had gone viral, Travis wanted to talk. Finally, Kyle called. Travis answered immediately. His voice was shaky, emotional. He'd seen the Instagram post along with millions of other people. He hadn't known Kyle was pregnant. He hadn't realized the consequences of walking away. Kyle explained everything. The pregnancy, the decision to continue it alone, the 6 months of preparing for single parenthood. His voice was flat, emotionless. Travis kept apologizing, saying he'd been scared and confused. He'd needed time to process his feelings about dating a trans man, about what his family would think. He'd handled it badly by disappearing, but he'd been overwhelmed. Kyle asked the only question that mattered. What did Travis want now? Travis said he wanted to be involved. He wanted to help raise their child, to try to make things right. Kyle felt relief, anger, and fear all at once. Relief that he wouldn't be completely alone. Anger that it had taken
At least he's finally coming at once.
going viral for Travis to care. Fear that Travis would disappear again. Kyle told
Yeah,
Travis he
he could
needed time to
too. Yeah.
think. If Travis wanted to be part of their child's life, he needed to prove he was committed for the long term, not just reacting to viral social media attention. Over the
Cool.
next 2 weeks, Kyle's viral fame intensified. News outlets ran stories about the pregnant man whose Instagram post had sparked national conversation. Some framed it
They
as
did it.
inspiring. Others used it as ammunition in political debates about gender identity. Kyle gave a few interviews to
Wow.
outlets he trusted. He explained that he was transgender, that pregnancy while on testosterone was medically possible though rare, that he'd chosen to continue the pregnancy because he wanted to be a parent. The response was mixed. LGBTQ plus communities celebrated his visibility. Trans men who'd experienced pregnancy reached out to share their stories. But conservative groups condemned him. Religious
Wow.
organizations claimed he was defying nature. Politicians used his
Wow.
image
When?
without permission. Kyle's Instagram continued growing. For million followers, then 5 million. He'd become a
5
controversial
million.
celebrity without
Wow.
ever
That's a lot.
wanting fame. Through it all, Travis stayed in contact. He called regularly, asking about prenatal appointments, sending money for baby supplies, expressing genuine interest. Kyle remained cautious, unsure whether to trust Travis's
Yeah.
renewed commitment. At 38 weeks, Kyle went into labor. Travis drove him to the hospital, stayed through 14 hours of labor, held Kyle's hand through contractions. When their daughter was born, Maya, 7 pounds and 2 ounces, Travis cried
Oh. Congrats.
harder than Kyle had ever seen. He held Maya with trembling hands, looking at her with absolute wonder. In that moment, Kyle saw something shift in Travis. The fear that had made him run was
Wow.
gone, replaced by overwhelming love for this tiny human.
Yeah.
Travis looked at Kyle with tears streaming down his face and apologized again. He'd been a coward to run. But holding Maya,
Wow.
he understood what he'd
Wow.
almost missed. He promised to be the partner and father they deserved if
Yeah.
Kyle would give him another chance. Kyle didn't make any promises about rekindling their romantic relationship. That would take time and trust. But Kyle agreed to co-parent, to give Travis the opportunity to be Maya's father. Today, Maya is 4 months old. Kyle's Instagram account has over 6 million followers and has
6 million.
transformed into a
Wow.
platform for honest conversations about transgender pregnancy and single parenthood. Kyle and Travis are co-parenting successfully. They're not back together romantically. That bridge may never be fully rebuilt. But they're raising Maya together, learning to trust each other again.
Very good.
Kyle never meant to become a public figure. He'd posted one impulsive photo meant for one person, and it
Yeah.
changed his entire life. The viral
They
fame
did it.
brought opportunities, but also harassment and constant public scrutiny.
Yeah.
Sometimes Kyle wishes he could go back to being anonymous. But he also recognizes that his visibility has helped other trans people feel less alone, has started important conversations, has shown the world that families come in all forms.
Yeah.
Sometimes our most vulnerable moments, shared in weakness or desperation, become our greatest strengths. What we
Who?
think will hurt us can ultimately help others. Now tell me, would you have posted that photo if you were Kyle? Should Travis have been given
Yeah.
a second chance?
Uh, it's since 12 is the father, so yeah, I will give him a second chance. He's the father of all, so yeah.
Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this story taught you something about unexpected consequences and second chances, share it with someone who needs to see it. Subscribe for more real stories about building families against all odds. Because
Wow.
Kyle's accidental viral fame became Maya's intentional legacy, proof
Who?
that love and family are stronger than fear.
Yeah. Wow. That was the Pennyman Ewing World on Instagram by JethroCool. The link to the video will be in the description below. Go and check them out and drop a like if you like. And comment below if you want to see more reaction like this one. And subscribe if you're new. And click the bell so you can be notified when upload in the month. Bye. Oh, wow.